Hey everyone, fair warning before the video starts. Let me change my preferences. Before the video starts, I'm gonna say like a few things real quick. I'm gonna change this to a lighter mode. You might not like that, especially during the, if you're watching this at night. Where is it so retro? I like this, I like retro feeling, but it's very, very bright. It is late in the day for me, so yeah, I'm struggling too. Secondly, if I repeat myself a lot, like saying anyways, so, or anything else, I'm really sorry. I'm very bad at talking, even if it's just like a microphone and me staring at my computer, even with no camera looking at me. I'm a bad talker, even though I want to be a good one because I love talking about my passions. Anyways, so I've been trying to learn topology, especially for the head because, well, I'll explain that later. So I've been learning topology. I watched this one dude at first where he like, hold up, oh, am I in edit mode? Yeah, I am. Okay. He would use a cube, and he would just put a bunch of like edge loops, like right there, and there, and then more right here. He put like 3. For some reason, when I try to do the edge loop, I don't know what's wrong with my thing, but if I try to do like the scroll wheel when I try to do an edge loop, it doesn't go up. I'd also have to use this manually. You know, all this cool stuff, really, really nice. Yeah, to make the basic topology for a face. That was really complicated because I didn't know how to shape it afterwards. And he showed a thing about shrink wrapping. Did I say it right the first time? I don't know. And it was hard for me to understand because I'm a very slow learner. It's really hard for me to comprehend things. What's the word for it? I'll probably figure it out and put it on the screen later, but yeah, it's just really hard for me to understand things. I'm very slow, I think, mentally sometimes. So yeah. So I watched more videos about topology, and I got to this point where I just decided to do retopology because it looked more easier, especially with this certain add-on I'm using called B-Surface, where you click on a mesh, press N, then initialize, you press that, and then you just use your draw tool to add topology. And I did that only for the eyes because I don't know, I just wanted to do it for the eyes. I wanted to do everything else manually in case there's not a voice crack. If there's not anything like it in any other app that I might use, like Maya, if I ever get the money to buy Maya. So here I am with a sculpt that I made for the process of retopology. Start off with the eyes, and I know when I watch videos, I always notice that these two faces on the eye have to go to the middle. Now, a very important thing about the thing is like edge loops, and probably people who watch me know stuff about this. I'm a talker. I want to talk about things, but I'm also a bad talker, right? It's hard for me to explain things. Needs edge loops, all that cool stuff, because it needs to have a flow to make things easier to animate later on. Now, when I was making this, because this is my first serious try at topology, I forgot that after you have these edge loops around the eyes, you have to have one in that connects. So you have these around the eyes, but you also need to have it around both eyes where it goes like this, and I forgot it. So that leaves me with less topology for a cheekbone. I can't have much definition in that area. Yes, it's flat. There's barely anything. It's just because I just needed to get the basics out for my system because I needed to learn this. Then I went down, did the nose because the nose needs an edge loop too. So I did that first. Then I made the inside, and then I had to, add this big circle around the mouth. And originally, I had to delete the middle part and because it was just like that. It was connecting, and that's not how it should be. It should just be a pure circle all through and through. You see how they're all connected? It's not like weird. Excuse me. I was drinking something earlier, so I'm burping a bit. So after I was done with the face, I had to move on to the rest of the head. And to do that, you don't really need that much topology for the back. So I found this cool trick off of YouTube where you just 4 and you turn it into 2 by curving it like that, as you see. Hold up. You know, you make it go back around, but the inside flows out like that. Really cool, right? So did that. I also had to do that at the bottom for the chin. And then one of the harder parts was because I had to add more edge loops. Because of it was the ear. I hate adding edge loop. That's why I hate the eyes. There's so many edge loops and it's really hard to see when you have, so you have to close in on it. But yeah, I had to add more edge loops because of the stupid ear. And yeah, that's really all I did. If you made it to the end of the video, you know, I bore myself sometimes, so it makes me really happy to know that someone at least watched to the end. Thank you. And you know, it's nice to have like just something to talk to, so I have this channel besides trying to make my skills better, of course. Yeah, that's the whole point of the channel. I think I explained that one time already. Yeah. So thank you for listening, and I guess see you next time I post. Goodbye. Hello everyone. If I sound weird, you know, I forgot to mention about why I need good topology and stuff. I'm just really nervous. I'm not good at talking, and over the entire like last pieces of footage you just watched, I was getting really nervous, so I'm sorry about that. Anyways, this is just another thing. This was a failed, I guess, version of myself that I wanted to use to represent myself. Cause he was supposed to have a shirt, but something was wrong with it. It kept like, no matter which bone I chose and tried to unpaint it, it kept stretching it out and moving it, even though I like went over that vertice multiple times. So I just removed the shirt. So he was supposed to have a shirt. I made him, and then I realized I don't want to be called a furry, but I like the fact that now I love owls. They're really cool to me. But yeah, anyway, so the reason why I need good topology is because I want to make animation, but I want to make it easier for myself. I want to learn the techniques of motion capture as well. I want to learn how to tweak it to make it look cleaner as well. Sorry, I had something to drink again. I'm very thirsty. And to have good motion capture, specifically I want facial motion capture, so because I can do body movements, I just need to get better at doing them, making it more fluent. But the face, that's just a whole nother thing. And I want to have a mouth. I don't want to be mouthless, but that might be a part of my new design for my character coming up soon. I have a video in the works right now, but I hate how it looks. It doesn't look good to me. The animation's bad, so I might release that as like an after thing, like behind the scenes of working on it. I'll show like all the process of what I was doing, basically, and hopefully it doesn't bore you out. But I want to have mouth movement, eye movement, just all the good stuff to be, I guess, sorry, to be interactive with the character I want to represent myself with. You know, I don't want to have that like 3D character that's in the corner that's just a render moving his mouth up and down and opening it. I don't like that. I want to have something kind of alive. And there's this guy named, I think, Doodly. He has like a character, but it's like a 2D one that has a simple mustache movement. But he has such fluent movements with his character too that I just like. I want to learn animation so I can move my characters like him, just like the fluent arm movements. I really need to learn how to do arcs with movement too. That's the thing I need to learn. But yeah, sorry. The more I talk, the more nervous I get. But yeah, that's really all I have to say. And thank you for listening to me.